r/askreddit. Airline staff members, what can we do to make your lives easier when traveling? Mechanic for a large regional airline here. For the love of all that's holy, if the gate agent asks you to green tag gate check your bag, please do so. When you break the overhead bin trying to cram your giant bag into the tiny little compartment, you're going to make your flight late when I have to come on board and either fix the compartment or remove the door, and then nobody gets to use it. Also, it's not my fault your plane is broken, and getting dirty looks and or insulted doesn't make me work any faster. I know it's inconvenient, I know you may miss your connection, but sometimes I have to fix something so that your last photo isn't a smoking hole in a field somewhere. I don't want to be working on your plane any more than you want me to. I could be surfing Reddit or reading my book instead. I always want the mechanics to do their jobs very carefully. But if there's a known issue before we board the flight, I would prefer that the airlines let you fix it before we get on board. If you need half an hour to fix a smoke detector that some jackwagon on the last flight broke so he could smoke in the bathroom, I'd be totally fine waiting in the boarding area while you fix it. I might grab some food if I didn't get a chance to because my connecting flight was late. I just don't see the point in boarding that tin can until it's ready to taxi down the runway. Don't flush anything down the lavs except your waste and TP. You would not flush a Starbucks cup down your home toilet. Why would you do it in what is an even more fragile plumbing system? I hate having to glove up and reach into a toilet to remove something a passenger flushed. People who do this are horrible. Note to self, stop flushing Starbucks cups down the toilet at home. Why would someone even do this? Some sort of contraband I get, but a coffee cup is just a stupid thing to flush. Please don't stand up on the ground when the seatbelt sign is on. The plane cannot move as long as a single passenger is standing or in the lav while on the ground. If the plane is cleared for taxi, let's say after a long wait on a taxiway gate, as someone is up, we can't move because of the standing passenger. As a matter of fact, try to keep your belt fastened at all time, unless you have to stand up and the seatbelt sign is off. Severe turbulences are often impossible to forecast and happen before we can secure the cabin. If you are not seated with your belt fastened, you are in a greater danger for yourself and also to become a projectile and hurt others around you. Just keep it fastened, but a bit loose would be a better compromise than unbuckled. I am a pilot and keep my belt fastened at all time whether I am flying or a passenger on the flight. Edit. Added a missing ed. People seem to forget that planes still move as fast as cars when they are taxiing, if not faster. Nye related to this, and why I keep my seatbelts fastened at all times when not in the lav. Turbulence has never once brought down a commercial aircraft. It has, however, killed passengers who weren't strapped in. Basically, the plane can bounce back from turbulence, but you can't bounce back from snapping your neck on the roof of the cabin. Far here. Airlines won't cover bag-related injuries, so I don't lift bags. A lot of my friends have really messed up their shoulders and back, and have to treat it without it being filed as an OG. Make sure you can lift your bag into the overhead bin, please. Otherwise, most gate agents can help you gate check it. If you see the cart approaching your aisle, please take off your headphones and listen to us. It's so disheartening to ask and explain things to an aisle only to have people say, "I wasn't listening." What even more amazing is if you look up what snacks you want ahead of you. I will love you forever. I know that sitting for long flights is uncomfortable, but the galleys are where our jump seats are and where we rest in between services. If you come back to stretch or stand for long periods of time, you are a little bit in our way, especially if we are setting up for service. I tell some of my friends it's like if someone came into your cubicle to hang for long periods while you are at work. I know airport layovers suck, but please look to see how much time you have for a layover. If everything goes great and the flight gets an early, 35-minute layovers between flights sound nice, but I have seen so many people stress about connections when we have weather, flow or mechanical delays and their layover turns into 10 minutes. Unfortunately, there isn't much I can do besides give gate information. Like many people have said, we do love snacks. Whenever I travel, I try to bring something for the crew taking care of me because it's so nice to be thought of. One time someone brought all of us chocolates and $10, which is awesome because we tip our shuttle drivers. Lastly, do not touch your flight attendant. I get smacked. Jabbed and poked so much and it makes me so uncomfortable. Please use your voice or your call light. So, I have a long haul tomorrow emotioning. What is the best candy to hand over? Is it something like Hershey's Kisses or Kit Kat? I am a frequent traveler and have never considered gifts for the FARs. I will now go. Not in FAR but a frequent traveler for work. If you can't lift your own bag, check IT. People can be amazingly rude expecting others will put their bags up and take them down. While I've done it for other people a ton, it's mainly to make sure they don't drop them on another passenger head. Don't bring a ton of junk if you can't lift it. That's what checked bags are for. Don't hide your trash. We will find it. We search everything. Flight attendants will take your trash during the flight. If you hold your trash too long, please don't throw it on the floor. Don't stuff it into the seat pocket. Don't jam it between the seats. Don't fold it into the tray table. Don't put it in the bath bag. This goes double for chewing gum. I'm talking to you nicotine gum chewers. Best thing to do with your trash is to hold it in your hand and throw it in the trash bins in the terminal. I find other people's trash in my seat all the time, so I'm a bit skeptical when you say you'll find it. Don't hide your trash. We will find it. We search everything. As someone that frequently sits down and finds the seat back full of trash, I'll disagree. Also, I doubt people are trying to hide trash. They just forget about it after trying to stuff it out of their way. Rampy here. Please don't stuff all your garbage in the seat back pocket. They come around to take the garbage for a reason, so when you do that our groom takes longer, which can delay boarding. Please don't put your gum in between the pages of the safety card. And for the love of God, please be nice to the lads, because when you make a mess of them I have to clean them. I clean them every night. Also, it's already been said, but bags with 4 wheels are the best. If you're one of the people who packs the thin rice paper bags with 60 pounds of spices, please don't complain to us when the wafer thin strap on your bag rips off. If you saran wrap your bag too, that's also hell for us, since there's no handles on the bag for us to grab them by. So, this might infuriate you, but my local airport has a machine for wrapping your bag automatically. When your flight is delayed, cancelled, or it diverts, roll with the punches. Have a backup plan in case you get stuck. And for the love of God, don't be that arsehole that takes their frustrations out on the crew or airline employees because something went wrong. It's never their fault. Being patient and kind to the service agents goes a long way. Imagine 200 people mad at you for something out of your control. Ticket counter and gate agents are some of the most verbally abused in the service industry. Purchase a bag that has 4 wheels. Sometimes having to throw 150 plus bags down a 20-foot hall while hunched over doesn't feel good and is not good on the body. The 4 wheels allow us to roll them with ease. Found the guy who loads 737-900s. Hi. I'm the guy who makes the decision to cancel your flights. I work in a dark, windowless room far away from the customer service folks working at the airport. Stop taking it out on them because I'm the bastard who did it, not them. Love, Dispatch. The airline has no interest in delaying your flight. They make no money from sitting on a taxiway for a goddamn hour before takeoff, burning fuel and paying overtime, because New York Center wants to shut down every route because of a little weather. Stop giving me dirty looks when you get off the plane because we are late. I didn't do it. Write your congressman and tell him you'd prefer to fly through bad weather and be on time. Fine by me. Bring headphones and download your favorite podcasts to listen to in the airport in case of a delay. If you're hot or cold, tell a flight attendant and we can adjust the temperature. In most planes anyway. Don't complain after the flight when it's too late. If you are going to book a connecting flight through a hub and want to give yourself a half hour to connect, be sure to have a backup flight because you may not make that one. Orbitz doesn't care that the next flight is on the other side of the airport and you are coming in on a regional jet where you have to stand in the jet bridge for 15 minutes waiting for your carry-on or have to take a bus to the terminal. Understand that just because you paid a lot for your ticket, most of that money goes toward fuel and paying off the loan, interest, and insurance on a $100 million airplane. The airline may be losing money that year. On regional airlines, the flight attendants make like $15,000 per year. Their moms are watching their kids and they are seriously in debt. Treat them nice, please. They don't get paid enough to get treated poorly. I suppose this isn't really making it easier, but I always bring a bag of Dove chocolates when I fly and give it to the attendant when I step on the plane. I figure they have long days and could use a little boost. They all usually end up coming by to thank me, which makes me feel a bit awkward because I'm terrible with that sort of thing. But I haven't paid for a drink on a flight in years. This works wonders if there's spare seats in business. If not, they treat you amazingly. You're a few quid down. I used to do it on transatlantics for work when the travel policy only allowed Premico and 50%. It meant a lay flat bed for me. Extra here, I worked long haul with complimentary meals. If on one of these flights, please take your headphones off when the FA is trying to explain the menu to you. They've said it 100 times before they got to you and don't want to repeat it 3 times just to you because you've left your noise cancelling headphones on. Also, when they ask if you want tea or coffee, answer the question with your preference. That way the conversation is just FA, tea or coffee? You, yes please, a tea with milk and no sugar thanks. Versus FA, tea or coffee? You, yes. FA, which you prefer, tea or coffee? You, tea thanks. FA, do you take milk or sugar? You, yes please. FA, milk and sugar then? You, oh no, only milk thanks. This repeating conversation was one of my pet hates. Loved pretty much everything else about flying. Edit, apologies for editing, mobile user here. Not a staff member, but I did see on Reddit once that airplane staff love getting candy on a long flight. So far every time I've done this, the staff have been surprised and then really appreciative, and I've gotten some complimentary goodies out of it afterward. I just wanted to extend a general thank you to those who look out for your passengers. I was on a plane that was delayed 2 hours because they needed another crew member and they were waiting on the person to arrive on his flight. They made an announcement that you could get off the plane if you needed to, but to stay nearby so you could hear announcements. Lots of people with little kids got off. I stayed put and just read. After a few minutes, some airline person comes on the plane and tells the flight attendant they have to disembark the plane because too many people got off. The FA was not having it and said she would not make all these people get off the plane. The airline woman insisted, so the FA got the pilot and he came out and backed his FA up and said that it was ridiculous and he would not be doing that, and basically told the airline person to go get off his plane. It was awesome. If a flight is delayed, go up to the gate agent and say something like, hey, I know you hands are probably tied up now, but if you get a chance, could you help me get accommodations, get rebooked, etc. 9/10 times you will be on priority for them because you're polite. That's the key. They're humans too.